It's been a long time coming since I can finally talk about the true best race option in the game. Totally not biased, by the way. Say hello to the very first option you get when customizing your very own Warrior of Light. Hyur and Co.'s Midlander, the pure humans of Final Fantasy XIV, without the bulkiness of Highlanders and without the major height differences. Midlanders are the race you can always appreciate when seeing every once in a while. With their bare bones customization options though, it's no wonder that people resort to other races or more interesting options. Yep, this is the Midlander Experience. Let's cut to the chase. Making a Midlander leads to one of two options: projection or idealization. Whether it's making your version of yourself in the game, making a character you love so much, making your very own OC, or making a carbon copy of the Warrior of Light in the cinematic trailers. Oh, and don't forget the subtle but very appreciated knockers. Not standing too tall or too short, these guys are best described as foundation. I refrain from saying base because that is like saying basic, and that term belongs to female Mikote. But I call Midlanders the foundation race since majority of the other races are based off of their core design. Just take a Midlander, play with some proportions, and give a couple of new elements like ears, tails, or scales, and you get Viera, Mikote, or Aura. Or give them long necks and then you get Elizin. So the next time you call us basic, just remember we're the sole reason you lot exist. Though when it comes to customization, they have no interesting things besides muscle, which Rogadins also have. There is nothing else to really talk about besides the limitations we have, and how some faces are extremely weird or uncanny, or how male Midlanders have two faces that are just one and the same. One slept less and has a stubble, and the other is just clean shaven. Weird how they just didn't add it as a facial feature instead. Also, where the hell are the beards? Fuck it. Here's the music section. Thank God, I don't have to make another one of these anymore, said my editing program, probably. Now, as mentioned before, Midlanders have bare bones customization, but at least you are able to get some qualities of some of your favorite fictional characters to light. But after doing all that dumb shit, you're finally able to take them to the overworld and be an absolute disappointment with your animations. It feels as if the animations for Midlanders were made around the time the game was still starting out on its development and people were unsure about how to go about it. So they kept asking the question of how do we express emotions on a human level, and surprisingly failed. And I can name the many issues I have with their animations. For starters, the damsel in distress running animation. Change that with Viera's running animation and you get a better looking human animation. The first idle stance for female Midlanders. What the fuck is that? And many more other things, but let me complain about the male animations as well. They feel a little stiff and odd. Something that you would see in a PlayStation 2 game. Some animations have their charm, but it doesn't really stick the landing. So it is what it is. Back to doing what we always do after this segment, and that is talking about character. Male and female Midlander have the idea of minimalism. Male Midlanders are found everywhere, either suffering from main character syndrome or being a silent enigma who just stands and stares. Female Midlanders are also silent but more approachable, oftentimes portrayed as cute since they struggle to compete with other qualities that are taken by the other races in the game. What about glamour? They both do exceptionally well in glamour, albeit not as good as the other races, but still fairly good. I guess it has something to do with the ability to relate to them since they're basically pixelated humans, but that's just an assumption. At least they can pull off some cool cosplays to other characters we love like Tifa, Aerith, Cloud, or Clive without the tit. In the end of the day, I really love Midlanders. Who would have guessed? Regardless of the many flaws they have, I've found my solutions and methods of cope, and I'm sure many others have too. So yeah, that's the closing sentence. Cope well and bombaclat. I don't fucking know. And there we have it. All the races have been covered by yours truly. So, what's next? I was thinking about remaking the experience videos regarding jobs. I have already done so for Reaper and Dark Knight in the past, so I'm thinking of redoing those and all the other jobs after, you know, leveling up the fuckers. So yeah, you can expect those to spring up out of nowhere every once in a while. Hopefully, it'll be an experience worth sharing. But for now, Merry Christmas and have a good New Year.